Hi everyone, a very good afternoon to all those who have joined from India, and good morning, good evening to those of you who are joining us from places aside from India. Thank you so much for joining another webinar. For those of us who again joined us last week, we talked about the LeadSquared developer platform. The week before that, we covered product updates. Today, we will be covering the updates to Facebook retargeting, WhatsApp business, the mobile app, and a lot more. We will be talking about Carter, LeadSquared's AI-powered personal sales advisor. So this is basically an introductory session about Carter as well. So lots to pick up from this session, and I have two experts who are joining with me as usual. I have Jay, who is the product manager apps marketplace at LeadSquared, and I also have Vimal, who is the senior product manager at LeadSquared. Jay, Vimal, if you both could please share a few lines of your experience at LeadSquared, maybe the stuff you're working on, because those who have joined us, we would really like to know. Jay, maybe why don't you go first?
Hey, hi everyone. So I'm Jay here. So I work as product manager for apps and marketplace specifically. So here, what I'll be doing is I'll be talking about most of the game changer releases that we are doing in app marketplace or the integrations and the connectors we are releasing. Yeah, that's it from my side. Vimal.
Thanks, Jay. Hello, everyone. So I've been in LeadSquared for about 8 months now, so recent joining. But I'm currently heading the platform for reporting and analytics, as well as the Converse omni-channel engagement platform. And that's something we're very excited to introduce today. So hope you guys have a good webinar. Jay, back to you.
Yeah, thank you,
Awesome.
Vimal.
Thank you. Jay, just before you continue, quick reminder to those who have joined us, please keep your questions coming. I have another two experts here, Brijendra and Rohan here, to help address your questions. So as and when you have a doubt about anything at all that you see on screen, just post a question and we will address it right away. Back to you, Jay. Please take the session ahead.
Sure. Thank you, Shibani. And also to everybody. So I'll be also taking up questions, in between the slide deck also. So feel free to, ask questions there, and I'll be, in between the slides, I'll be taking questions ahead. Yeah. So coming to the agenda. So the major releases that we had recently in, let's say, I'll say last year or in last 6 months. So one of the most important release that we had was we have released Facebook lead ad connector version 2.0, which allows you to capture leads in real time from Facebook and Instagram platforms. So if you are using Facebook and Instagram platforms and getting leads from there, so that's a connector you'll be looking at for. Next connector that we had in the similar lines is that Facebook retargeting connector. So this connector allows you to increase ROI on your Facebook ads by retargeting and re-engaging your audiences which are in LeadSquared itself. So you have leads inside LeadSquared and you want to retarget them with relevant and targeted ads. That's the connector you would be looking at for. Next is very important connector. This is a new, very most asked connector that or the integration that has been from customers, which is mobile cloud calling. So which allows you to initiate and receive calls via our mobile app application, and that also with tracking the logs, tracking each call and recording inside our LeadSquared platform. Now another is it's a game changing feature for field sales teams who are primarily relying on mobile apps and or for sales. So now with this connector notification nudges on mobile, you would be able to send personalized nudges to your sales reps so that you can move them to right direction so that they can close more deals. Next coming up, so WhatsApp business for opportunities. So opportunities is a module that we have recently released, and it's a newer addition to our feature set. What we have done is we have included support for WhatsApp business with opportunities now. So you can now send messages to opportunities via on WhatsApp. And then the last but not the least, conversion Carter. So this which is our newest LeadSquared omnichannel engagement platform. So Vimal will be talking about in detail. Okay. So I'll move to my first integration that we released, Facebook Lead Ad Connector version 2.0. Uh, so for people who are new to this particular integration, like what is Facebook lead ads and how it works. So Facebook primarily, if you see, it has around 22.7 billion monthly active user, and that's a huge market. So people, when they are running ads on Facebook, they actually have the cost per leads are very low, and the ROI for Facebook ad is very high. Now, what kind of lead ads you generally run using on Facebook? So I mean, so customers, when you're running those ads, you can have demo requests, you can have newsletter subscription, event registration. So these are the very basic use cases which people run using Facebook lead ads. When we say Facebook lead ad allows you to run ads and then generate leads via using a form, right? So what you can do is you can use these kind of this connector for raising a brand awareness. Let's say you want, or you want to generate more leads. And the major important piece for using Facebook lead ad is that it has a reduced drop offs. So when you're on a you're filling up a form, and when so there are functionalities in Facebook which offer there will be reduced drop off, because the form will be auto filled with the data of Facebook, which is already provided by Facebook. So their number of clicks are very less in here. So I'll talk about the numbers in detail, but so coming to industries, right? So be it automotive industry, education industry, edtech, B2B, or consumer product, if you're selling, Facebook and Instagram. So these are the major channels which are which where you run ads. And Facebook Lead Ad Connector is something which will help you to gain leads faster and in real time from these platforms. Now, let's talk about some numbers, and I will also talk about why Facebook lead ad versus landing pages, or basically, I mean, this is the classical approach of running ads. And so when we say classical approach of running ad, that is very simple. That you run ads on, let's say, Google platform or Facebook platform, and then after that, the person clicks on that ad and it gets redirected to a landing page where he fills up a form, and then you get the lead. Now, if you see, the number of clicks in those cases are very high. Now, when we talk about FB lead ad forms, it is very simple that you run an ad and it is attached to a web form, which, let's say, lead clicks on that, and some part of that will be auto-filled. So that is one of the things that helps in reduced drop-offs and more conversions in there. And then after that, when he fills up that form, the lead comes directly real time to us. If we say, what we have seen is that our customers who are into B2B to C segment, basically, now what they've done is they have received around 50% of total leads come from Facebook platform. So that's a huge, right? And also, uh, overall, if people are using Facebook lead ad as a connector versus using landing page forms, or let's say, or another way of classical lead ad approach, the cost per lead also decreases to around 26%. And in some industries, what I've seen is, let's say, automotive industry and education industry, the cost goes further down to, let's say, 50%. So that's the main value prop or the business proposition that we have. Now, when we talk about, so this is the connector that we had before, and but there were a lot of gaps here. So there were it was not intuitive. There were gaps in, lead leakages were there. So what we have done is that we have what's new in Facebook lead ad form, lead ad version 2.0. So if I say, what we have is, we have ability to set up multiple accounts and pages. So now, if you're an organization who is divided into different departments and have multiple pages and multiple businesses that you're running, this connector is made for you. Intuitive form field mapping to capture all the data. Let's say, you run campaign name, ad set name. So when you're running the campaign, and the leads are received in real time on LeadSquared from via Facebook Lead Connector, you get all the data inside a LeadSquared. So be it ad name, be it ad set name, campaign name, etc. You get all the data here. Reports and logs. So if I say, uh, this is one very important thing that we have added in our Facebook lead version 2, where we had ensured that there is a zero lead leakage. Now, how's that? I'll be showing that in the demo ahead. But the idea here is that you can check each and every request that has come from Facebook, or you have received the lead, how that has been performed, so that you don't miss on the lead, or you have a retry mechanism so that you can pull the leads again inside our platform. Another major thing that we have done is permission check and ease of setup. So this is one of the things where, when you're setting up the connector, it's very easy to set up. And for each and every step that we have is having a very, very intuitive way of yeah, building, just setting up the connector. Uh, Now I'll just go to installation. So installation is very simple. You go ahead in our app and marketplace, you search for Facebook Lead Ad version 2.0 and install the connector. Next, when you install the connector, then it's very simple to set up. You just assign it the roles to whom it will be accessible to. So ideally, marketing users or the managers are the roles that you will assign to. So if you want to restrict the connector to, let's say, sales users, you can do it from here. Next, what you do is, once let's say you have installed the connector, so now what you do is you can authenticate and connect an account by simply logging in by account. So one important thing here is you should be admin of that particular account, and you should have manage page permissions in there. So once you authenticate via Facebook, it's very simple. It's a OAuth kind of mechanism, so there is no manual setup that is required. Now, when you have connected the pages, let's say, now what you can do is you can just by selecting the account and by selecting the page. So even if you have multiple pages, you can still filter out by the account and pages here. What you can do is you can search for the forms which are set up for that Facebook ad, and you can just go there and get back, add it inside LeadSquared. Once you add it here, you would be able to, let's go back here. So you would be able to see the form here. You can customize the form mapping. So we auto populate the questions which are set up in the form, and you can map it to standard or a custom field inside LeadSquared. So whether you want to map to email, phone, and any custom field that you have, you can map it here. Now, next is very simple. I mean, that's the basic setup to get started with the Facebook Lead form. Now, what we have is so the very, very basic and very important thing that we have is we have a logs and report section, where what you can do is based on each lead, or sorry, I just so for each form and each page and form setup, we show new leads, lead updated, errors, or whichever leads are unprocessed, and you have a way to process the leads again. Uh, so, so I think before going ahead with Facebook retargeting, I'll like to take up some questions. Shivani, are there any questions from people on Facebook lead ad?
So there are questions not exactly pertaining to what in terms of the connector. We have questions about which platform is better, Facebook or Instagram. In the case of EdTech, so if you have any info on that front in terms of Facebook usage for the EdTech sector, please share. Otherwise, I think I will respond to him separately in terms of statistics as to which ones have performed better, Facebook or Instagram for the edtech sector, just based on the information we have. Please note that we are not an edtech company, but like just by experience, I can probably share some stats with you, but that's post session. Otherwise, there are questions that I can see are on lead management as of now. So again, that's not really pertaining to what we are talking about. So Jay, I think you can just move on.
Sure, Shivani. Yeah. I mean, just like to add to it. So if you talk about
All right.
numbers here,
Just interrupting you there. So again, Naveen has a question. He's saying we are using Facebook Lead Ad Connector. How to check if we are using the latest version, that is 2.0?
okay, so the title of Facebook, so when you install the connector, what you would be able to see is, sorry, I'll just go to the installation again. So when you go in the apps and marketplace, so you can go to apps and marketplace, search for Facebook lead ad, like show all apps intersection, and it should be version 2.2 attached to it. So once you see that, that's the connector that you have, and in also the configuration screen will show you that. Hope that answers Naveen's question. Yeah.
Yeah, Naveen, if you have any follow-up questions, let us know. But
Sure.
yeah, that's about it for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Thank you, everyone.
Neetu is asking you to please just go over that bit again. If you can just show us how to generate these leads. If you can just guide us there. Just go over that bit again, please.
Shivani, so which part should I go back? Here?
Uh, yeah. I think that works. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, this is a GIF that is running. So what happens here is, Shivan, so basically, what you do is you have forms, right? So lead ad forms in Facebook, and what you're doing is you are using those forms to run campaigns in Facebook. So I'm not going that detail. I mean, you can refer to the Facebook documentation for that. But what we do inside LeadSquared is we map that form and do the form mapping in Lead. So basically what we say is, okay, if somebody is submitting this particular form, then that particular lead will be coming inside LeadSquared with the form mapping, or basically if let's say question is asked, and that question will map to a particular field inside LeadSquared. So this helps us to capture leads inside LeadSquared whenever somebody submits a form on Facebook lead ad. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, Neetu, I think, yeah, that's what you were
Neetu?
talking about. If you have further questions, please do get back to us. I think we can proceed now, Jay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. So I think I'll give my email ID also, and if I have personal questions, then it's, I'm
Yeah,
not
and
able
there's a
to move.
question from Jerome who's saying, do we have to disable the older one?
Yeah, Jiro. So yes, I mean, once you have set up and migrated all the pages to our new connector, then you will have to disable the previous one. Also, you can reach out to support@leadsquared.com, and if there is anything that is there, I mean, leads and everything will be intact, so there will not be any impact on that. But yes, once you set up a new connector, the leads will start coming from the new connector itself, and the chances of duplication is there, so it's better you disable the previous connector and migrate all the pages soon. Also, on the migration perspective, so we will be coming up with basic notification, we'll be sending emailers, we'll be sending timelines for that. So we are planning to deprecate the old connector, and will impose using of new connector to every customer.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Jitu, right? So I think I hope that answers the question. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
So I'll just move ahead. Sure. So next connector that we have is Facebook retargeting connector. Now, what is Facebook retargeting or remarketing? I'll first talk about that, and then I'll talk about the basic features that we have, and what are the new features that we have added. So with Facebook retargeting, what you actually do is you can reconnect with the leads who has already visited your website, or let's say or somebody has visited your website, and let's say very basic example, you have an e-commerce website and somebody visited your website and was buying a particular product and suddenly bounced off in between. Now with that data in CRM, so all of this data is usually what people do is they capture the data in inside our LeadSquared, so LeadSquared CRM. So all that data is inside our LeadSquared CRM, and now what you can do is you can run targeted ads using, or basically a relevant ads using that data which is in LeadSquared on Facebook. So for example, let's say I take a very basic example. Let's say somebody has bounced off from the website. Now what you can do is you can actually send him run a campaign or a basically ad which has a coupon, a personalized coupon for him, so that he can buy more. Now how it helps to get more ROI or more impact as a conversion or basically as a Facebook ad ROI. So let's say let's talk about some numbers here. So what we have observed is that the click-through rate, CTR rate for retargeted ads is very high. Now the major reason is because if you are showing a basically relevant ad and personalized ads to people, which is based on their phone data, email data, and let's say their preferences and their interests, or the previous history which they have performed, or number of activities they have performed, it is more relevant to them, and the chances of clicking on that is very high. So what we have seen is this is the one of the major factor which is used which is used in collation with our Facebook ad platform to increase the adoption of Facebook ad platform. Definitely you can have a 4x more ROI. So once the CTR is high, the conversions are high, you get more ROI from the each Facebook ad that you're running or the campaign you're running. Now this is also very important data that 70% of website visitors who are retargeted with display ads are more likely to convert. So it's a very normal human behavior that if the ads are relevant to me and those are personalized, I will like to convert and I'll like to buy from the company. Okay, so this is very 44% consumers say that if they are offering personalized and relevant data to them and relevant ads to them, they are more likely to buy. So this is the data combined over from our customers as well as some of the data from different sources. And what we have seen is that uh, uh, basically ad tech, if you talk about ad tech, has ad tech definitely use retargeting and Facebook lead ad combined, and they gain the ROI from Facebook lead ad increases substantially. Now we when we say what we can do, I'm just go back, sorry. So when what we can do with our the connector, so we have added the facilities where you have, let's say, phone, mobile device, or ID or address, whatever data you have inside LeadSquared, and that can be used for retargeting Facebook. You can map that data inside LeadSquared and then push the data to Facebook ad. We have enabled, so when you're pushing leads, I'll show you how we push leads via automation and list. But when you're pushing leads, let's say Facebook, there are chances of errors, right? So there is always a chance of error, and there are also a chances that Facebook will reject that data. So what we have done with this connector is we have also included very detailed sync logs, which we give you overview of how how the whether data is going properly in the Facebook retargeting connector or not, and how the data is getting posted. Now here I'll just present how we do it in automation. So we go to automation, let's say, and the very basic example, let's say on lead create, I want to send that lead into retargeting audience list. It's very simple. I create an automation and say, okay, so there is an action available down, like Facebook targeting automation. You just click on this, and what you do is you select your account which you have added and select the audience list. Okay. So this is via automation. So I mean, you don't need to manually keep on pushing the data to Facebook audience retargeting list. Now, let's say you want to do it in bulk, right? So in some cases, let's say you have a filtered list where you say, okay, fine, these are the people interested in, let's say, product A. And now what I want to do is I want to push these leads inside audience for retargeting. So it's also very simple. You click on that action below, and once you do that, you just have to select the account and list, and then sync can be formed automatically. Uh, so I mean, that's it as a process of Facebook retargeting. Okay, Shivani, do we have any questions from people or retargeting and Facebook ads also?
Yeah, so actually, they have been answered, but I think it will benefit the audience if you answer this as well. So the question was again on when you talk about retargeting from Ajit, he said, "What if customer visits twice? Will the system create two leads?"
Okay. So no, so basically, if the customer visits twice, and now actually there are multiple challenges here. If he visits twice, and but the same the data that is filling, right? Let's say email ID or phone number is same. Now it won't create two leads. It will basically we can also control the uniqueness criteria. So always you can say, okay, fine, the uniqueness criteria for me is, let's say, phone number. So people who are coming up with the same phone number will be treated as one lead. But let's say you say, okay, fine, there is I mean, so let's say you say, okay, fine, no, I don't want to consider that. I want to have let's say people who are coming with different emails itself, then only consider them as unique. So this we can control, Shivani. So I think that that should not be a worry.
Okay, okay. And the other question was, I know you've talked about the Facebook connector already, but just again, for those maybe who just missed the beginning, question from Naveen. He says, is the Facebook connector version 2 better than the previous one, that is version 1? If yes, then in what aspects?
Yeah. So I think I'll just go back a little bit. I mean, I'll just summary page that is there. I'll talk about it. So when we say, I've already mentioned that what's new in Facebook lead ad and why we have done it, and why it is better, right? So one of the major goals that we have focused the connector is for, let's say, zero lead leakage, right? So lead leakage is a major problem. So let's say now, as you are aware, right? So the data is getting pushed from Facebook in real time to LeadSquared. Now, I mean, lead. So we had complaints before that the lead get lost, leads, and due to, let's say, configuration inside LeadSquared, or let's say there is a form mapping you have done which is wrong, the lead get missed, leads get lost, right? So there was a lead leakage problem that was very prominent in the old connector. Now with the new connector, what we have done is there are we have included reports and logs where you would be able to see every lead request that is received inside our platform. And if there is some problem, let's say there is a configuration issue or there is a permission issue and the leads are not getting pushed inside LeadSquared, you can manually click on with a click of a button, you can do that. So I won't show in that detail, but this is one of the major thing that we have covered as a part of Facebook Lead Ad platform to support it. Now, another major thing that we have done is permission check and ease of setup. So the previous connector, there were a lot of issues, intermittent issues where what was happening was, let's say there is some permission issue and the forms will keep, deactivating. So this kind of problem, to make sure, once you set up the connector and you keep looking, there are checks in perform that, it will notify you over the email or the chat that, if there is something wrong, it will notify you proactively so that you can correct it, and the chances of missing leads are very less. Along with that, we have made the form mapping very intuitive now. So you can so there, I mean, before this there was no concept of so there is something concept of tracking fields also. So be aware of Facebook lead ad. So you can now have tracking fields, you can have marketing fields, you can have whatever data you have inside the field. You can, so we have and any format actually. So any format means if you're using a drop down there, if you're using checkbox there, if you're using any kind of format. So now what we have done is we have made the form mapping very intuitive so that the chances of error are very less, and majorly focused on the lead decay part where the chances of losing a lead is very less. So you will mostly never lose a lead. It's always there if if it has been pushed from Facebook. So if Facebook is giving us the leads, then it will be inside LeadSquared platform, and we have put checks and we have put product to make sure that is created properly. I mean the major one. So the customers who are bigger and who have multiple pages, who have multiple accounts, and they are using multiple products, right? So for them, the major thing in Facebook Leader version 2 is that now you can connect multiple accounts and multiple pages as it is, and both for Facebook and Instagram. So if you have attached Facebook with Instagram, it's very easy to run ads and capture leads from both Instagram and Facebook platform. Hope that answers the questions on Navi.
Yes, yes, Jay. And also, due to the essence of time, maybe let's proceed now. The questions are being taken care of, the ones that are coming in now.
Okay, okay, Manisha. Thank you. So I'll just go ahead and so yeah. So this was about Facebook lead ads and Facebook retargeting. Now another major connector and the integration that we have released is mobile calling connector. So I'll first talk about what is mobile cloud calling and how it is different, right? So so currently what we do and what is the classical way of calling leads via mobile app is very simple. You go to a lead and you click on that number and it calls via device. So this we call as device call. The major drawback with that approach is that sales reps, when they, let's say, they make a call, right, it first goes via sim of the provider, or like basically a device, mobile device that they're using, and there's no track here inside LeadSquared. So you don't get call logs, you don't get call recordings. Also, the cost of that is beared by the sales reps who's making a call. Now with cloud calling, what we do is that when the cloud calling is integrated, you are actually making call via a virtual telephony provider. So when we say a virtual telephony provider, we are talking about telephony providers such as, let's say, we have Ozontel, we have let's say, Nolity, or let's say Super Receptionist, right? So we have any other telephony provider. Now what you can do is you can make calls from mobile app also using those providers. And the major reason and the major proposition, proposition that is there, is that you can now track and record calls. So you will never miss. You would be able to see call logs for a leads. You will be able to track and record calls. You would be able to have recording in place, and each will be provided as activity inside LeadSquared. Another major feature as a part of this connector is that lead identification pop-up. So let's say you are receiving lead incoming calls on mobile app, and whether this is an existing lead or it's a new lead, and who's the actually calling. So this information you will also get even if the call is received via virtual number. So let's say you are using telephony provider, right, and somebody is calling you. Then the major problem that comes up is that since the call is coming via virtual number, the lead identification not possible. But with this connector and with this integration, this particular integration pop-up will be possible. Now another thing is, while using this connector, you can integrate with existing telephony provider of your choice with simple API setup. So there is some additional API setup that is involved. I'll share the more details, and detailed documentations are also there available on the portal. But yeah, I mean, so there is, with additional setup, we can integrate with any existing telephony provider of your choice. So overall, if you see that, this connector mobile cloud calling, this helps you to save on cost. So that is very major one, because now when we are calling through existing telephony provider which is already integrated for web calling inside LeadSquared, you are saving on cost on the telecom cost which is there for each sales rep. Also, the the people making call, and I'll talk about nudges and other connectors in detail. But let's say you get notified about making call to a lead. People are more prompt to make cloud calls and then via telephony provider, and having track of records and basically call logs in LeadSquared, it's very easy to have in context that what should be the talking to them. So what we have seen is that using this connector with some of the beta customers, the sales has prominently increased. The major factor that they say is the conversion rates are very high. Like for at least the leads which sales reps which are using mobile as a primary channel for making calls and receiving calls. Now, I won't go in very detailed of the setup because it's mostly the API setup that is there. But setup is very simple. You install the mobile cloud calling connector, and next is that you configure. There are certain APIs which are required from the telephony provider. So I won't go in detail. You can I mean, I'll request everybody to contact our support, and these guys can help you in that more detail. And our documentation covers most of the flow. It's a little technical, I'll say, okay, because you have to set up the APIs in detail. But once you set up these details, for sales reps, it's very easy to use. Okay. So this was mobile cloud calling. I'll take up more questions and in detail later. So next very important, and it's a game changer release that we are having as a part of App Marketplace. So and the mobile app, right? So One is when major one is notification and nudges for mobiles. So currently, if you see the current notifications that we have, those are very limited. There were limited events that we only notify it on mobile. Let's say push notification, right? So those are, let's say, new lead created or new task is created, then only we notify people. Now with this connector, what the customers would be able to do is that now whether be it any custom event, right? So let's say somebody has visited your demo page, somebody has submitted a form, and he is a potential buyer, or let's say he visited a website and I mean, let's say he was during checkout, right? And you want to send a notification to sales rep saying, okay, fine, this guy is trying to make a checkout, but let's just call him, right? So for example, for these kind of notification nudges, now you with this connector you'll be able to do so. So it's quite you can send customized nudges with this particular platform. So that is very that's a very game changing feature that we are adding. And another major thing is that all the nudges that you can define are the rich and personalized in nature. So what you see here is that there is a title, there is a content that is there, and there are buttons, right? So let's say there are certain actions like whether call, lead, or add task. Now, so these can be customized. So when you are setting up the nudges connector, this you can customize based on events. So let's say, for example, what you want to do is you want to notify a sales rep for a new opportunity, right? And now what you can do is simply you can define a notification saying, okay, fine, whenever the new opportunity is there, whether call that message or add task, or or let's say perform other actions. So the actions are quite customizable here. How easy is to get started with nudges? It is very easy. So there is no technical step that is involved. There is no API setup or no technical requirement that is there. It's simple point and click and simple app to set up. I'll show in the detail in the demos, but it's very easy to get started. Define and send custom nudges via automation workflow on events such as missed call activity. So this is a very major feature, and most of the customers that we have seen are using this extensively. So now, if you want to send, so let's say something happens in our automation workflow, right? So for example, there was a missed call that has been received from a lead, and you want to notify a sales rep saying, okay, fine, please call this lead now, like within 2 seconds or within 3 seconds, right? So with the power of our automation workflow and nudges, what you can do is you can trigger automation. You can trigger nudges from automation itself. You can it's just simple point and click workflow, and once you set up, the nudges will be going to sales rep again. Mobile nudges and convert. So this what I'll be covering is the part where we are talking about nudges on mobile platform via push notifications. Vimal will be talking more about how the similar framework will be acting on web. So that your sales reps who are using mobile or web, they will be getting notified on both web and mobile platform. I mean, so that they can perform relevant actions and then close more deals, right? So they can talk to more leads and then close more deals faster. So this is about predefined nudges. When we say predefined nudges, as I said that so there are few nudges. So we also kept the simplicity here. So there are few events where let's say for lead and tasks, let's say new lead or task reminders, you can just on a click of a button. So we have a button here, enable notification. So I'll just go here, manage nudge templates. Okay. So if you see here, what we're doing is we on the lead create and lead owner chain. So these are the basic events that inside LeadSquared. So whenever the new lead is created, you want to notify a sales rep. Now to enable this kind of notification, very simple. You just click on these and done. Right? So similarly for task also, we have another notification. I'll just show you here. So let's say there is a task update or a task reminder, or let's say new task is created for that particular lead. notifying and setting up a notification reminder is very easy. You just go there and enable this particular notification. Also, what you can do is you can edit the content by it. So let's say you want to add particular any other task mail merge field, or let's say you want to add further content here. This is also customizable. So these are about very limited events that we're talking about. I'll talk about the custom nudges in the next slide. So okay, so this is about that. Now, what are custom nudges? I said that with nudges, the new nudges connector, what you would be able to do is you would be able to send custom, define custom nudges with on for based on your business process, based on your business events that you want to do, that you want to have, and you will be able to trigger those from, let's say, automation and also bulk, right? So if you want to, let's say broadcast that particular notification to list of sales users. So whether you want to do it by automation or via simply, let's say you want to just do a coronavirus update, right? So let's say there is a policy update in a company. Now you want to do that. So you would be able to do it via this connector. Now, I'll just explain how the creating custom notification is there. So what you do is you just select the category here. Select category is nothing but it defines whether you will be triggering this particular notification on lead events, or let's say opportunity event or task event, right? So I'm just for the sake of clarity or for simplicity, what I'm doing is I'm just selecting category lead. So what I'll be doing is I'll be setting up this particular notification via automation on, let's say, lead update. Let's say lead grade changes and I want to notify to the sales rep, right? So what I'm doing is I'm defining that kind of notification. So I give a name here. I can give the title of my choice, and also this is first, I mean, you can personalize this, and you can also use the data of records here. So you can also have the merge fields here. So merge fields can be also used as a platform. Yeah. Another major thing I said that the actions that you want to give. So let's say action, you want to give an action called, let's say, open URL, right? So with this particular thing, you want to guide them some, I mean, redirect them some on some website, or let's say on a particular page. Now, so what we have done is we have supported custom actions also. So depending upon the type of action that you want to use, you can define the nudges based on that. So here what you do is, let's say I'm using call as an action here. So what I'll do is I'll ask so this nudge will tell the sales rep to call the lead whenever the lead grade is above 160. Okay. So this is it. I mean, so now what we've done is we have created the template. It is very similar to what we do for SMS, right? So SMS, what we do is we create an SMS template and we trigger it by automation or by Perl. Now, in similar manner, what we have done is we have created a nudge template. Now, what I'm doing is I'm setting up that to be that nudge template to be sent on, let's say, lead grade update field. So let's say I say, okay, fine. Whenever the lead grade changes, yeah. So here, if you see, what we have done is it's nothing. I mean, you don't need to think about any API, or it's very simple. So we have added a new action called nudge users. So once you, let's say, click on that, what it does is it just asks you, okay, which template you want to send on. I just give me a minute. I think, yeah. So in this case, my use case is very simple, that I want to specify the lead owner whenever the lead grade changes, right? So what I do is I select the lead owner. Sorry, just select the lead owner, and then after that, trigger the notification. Okay. Now, the next thing that we have is that was the automation part. Uh, Next very important thing is that, I mean, and during this time, it's very important, and this is very important for customers who are having a very huge user base also. So let's say what you want to do is there is some policy change, or there is new sales policy, and you want to notify to your sales reps over mobile app, and you want to nudge them manually. So what you can do is you can go to manage user screen. You can select the users in let's say, I just want to select only 2 users are selected. And here what we have is another nudge users, sorry, yeah, nudge users action here, which is very simple. So you just click on nudge users, and now what you do is you just select the template which you want to send to your sales reps, and that's it. Done. Okay. So last but not the least, from my side, I think I'll continue. I'll hand over to Vimal then to talk about Converse and Carter. So what we have done is we have another release called WhatsApp Business Opportunity Support. So as I said, that opportunity is one of the newest addition to our platform, and what we have done is we have also added. So I won't go in very detail that how our WhatsApp Business Connector works and how it works. So and whoever wants to know more, please reach out to me directly. I will be more than happy to have a demo on this or explain to you in further. So it's a quite it's a connector which allows you to send, let's say, automated messages, bulk messages, or let's say converse to your leads over WhatsApp via LeadSquared. So what we have done is this was only available for leads, but now what we have done is we have included this for opportunities also. So now what you can do is you can create templates with opportunity mail merge fields. So that is one. So and you can trigger on, let's say, that on various opportunity triggers, right? So let's say new opportunities created, or let's say opportunities updated, or let's say uh, activities created an opportunity. Now beat any trigger on opportunity. So now what you can do is you can send the message to your leads and opportunities on WhatsApp via this opportunity support. We have also included with this particular support, we have also extended the support of custom phone numbers here, or custom phone numbers can be in lead field or opportunity field. So let's say I mean, a lot of customers who are coming to us were saying that we want to, we have custom phone field there in the lead, or let's say we are storing the phone field in opportunity field. Now those can be also added, and you can send WhatsApp message on that also. You just, what you do is you just select a number here and then send the select a time. Okay. Now with this, we have also extended support for notify lead and lead owner. So now what you can do is you can also send message to lead owner also. It's just a notification in WhatsApp. So that's it from my side. I'll hand over to Vimal, uh, talk about Converse and Carter. But Shivani, so do we have any questions, or should I?
I think Vimal can continue now. We've addressed all the questions that have come.
Okay, sure. Thank you, everybody. So if you have any further questions, I mean, you can directly reach out to support@leadsquared.com, or if you want to reach me directly, it's my email ID. I will ping over in the chat itself also. So you can reach out to me directly or Vimal also. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, Vimal, over to you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jay. If you could share the video, please.
Sure.
Let me just quickly introduce what's coming up. Right. So engaging with your leads and your users is usually a tough challenge, which we are looking at solving through using nudges. So it can be more real time, and there's less lag between what your leads are doing and what your users are doing. Right. The nudges on the mobile are one part that Jay has already introduced, and we wanted to have something that encompasses the nudges, but also helps users increase their productivity and also be able to respond to lead actions in real time. And that's what Carter is, or rather Converse is. And oh, here it is. So I'll let the video speak for itself, and I'll continue after. Hello, everyone. Making our sales team more effective and efficient is an ongoing challenge. Today, we are excited to showcase a powerful new feature of LeadSquared that takes us closer to that goal, Converse. Converse is a multi-channel engagement platform for your leads and sales users on the web. It has two components, the first of which is the lead engagement module, which enables your sales users to respond in real time to lead actions. Let's take a quick look at the engagement platform in action. Here we see a sales user being alerted when a lead has trouble with checking out items in their cart. The sales user can leverage the built-in template support to ensure a uniform, high-quality engagement experience. The lead will receive this message as an SMS to which they can respond, and the response can be viewed by the sales user in the same chat window. The engagement platform also provides the ability to send free-form messages so that the lead has a highly personalized sales experience. Sales users can leverage this platform to actively engage with their leads, resulting in higher conversion rates. The second component in Converse platform is Carter, our digital sales advisor. Carter provides nudges to the users of LeadSquared that helps them become more effective and efficient. Here we see a product demo being requested by a prospect. Carter provides an actionable nudge to the sales user that enables them to schedule the product demo immediately. Carter is highly customizable and can provide nudges for any event that is important to you within LeadSquared. You can also be alerted about important occurrences outside of LeadSquared through our powerful integrations. Get in touch with us to understand how you can take your sales team to the next level with the help of LeadSquared's Converse platform. So primarily what we're looking at with Carter is one is obviously to help you engage with LeadSquared as a platform, right? LeadSquared is quite large and offers a huge variety of functionality. And it's not always easy to work with if you've got multiple things to do. And that's a challenge that we're using Carter to solve, right? So you'll be able to customize your notifications and nudges that you get so that you're able to create very quick actions that can be taken. For example, in the video that you saw, you were able to create or rather schedule a product demo with just the click of a button. So it makes it very, very simple to carry out business as usual tasks, right? The second thing that it does is it also helps you respond to specific user actions that you're tracking, right? So for example, if you're in EdTech and you have folks browsing your course page, or if you're in insurance and you have people looking at your offerings, then it's very easy for LeadSquared to track that information, send the relevant sales user a nudge to engage with that lead while they are in the process of looking at those offerings, right? So it makes it a very interactive experience. It also we're trying to usher in the era of co-buying, where it's a more consultative selling experience. And apart from that, you will also get some intelligent nudges from Carter, built-in nudges, so that you're able to make use of LeadSquared, in a more effective, efficient manner. And Converse, we keep calling it a platform, and that's primarily because we're going to be adding more and more functionality to it. So right now, you're able to chat with users through SMS. Very soon, you'll also be able to get the information to your users through WhatsApp. And we're also looking at integrating advanced features like chatbots and stuff like that, right? So if any of this sounds interesting, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to walk you through in detail and also help you figure out how Converse can help you.
Thank you, Vimal. So we do have a question, and I know it's been answered, but I think for the benefit of the audience, I
Sure.
could ask that. And Nikhil's question is Carter a chat window that can be configured on a partner's own website, or is it a digital asset?
It's currently available only on LeadSquared. So that's something we can figure out what exactly that your use case looks like, and we can help you figure out a solution for that.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Vimal, and thank you so much, Jay, as well, for giving us your time, and Brijendra and Rohan, who've been very busy answering a lot of questions. And thank you to the audience for staying around. We have a webinar on Portal and Portal Designer next week. So if you're interested in knowing how to design portals, please do join us for the webinar next week. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.